Morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 11 of Canadian Mortgage Weekly. We're so happy to have everyone with us, so thank you for tuning in. As always, every week we are joined with the amazing Joe Bladdock. So Joe is a mortgage professional. If you haven't met him in our previous videos, working out of the Barrie area, serving all of Ontario for over 10 years. Joe has quite a wealth of knowledge and as well a really deep passion for mortgages, which is very important when you're chatting about all the facts and figures and savings. So welcome, Joe. Thank you for being on this morning.
Thanks very much, Sam. That's a wonderful introduction. And I'm really glad to be here today and to have all of you join in on our Canadian Mortgage Weekly show, episode 11. We're really excited. Thank you for being here. And Sam Thompson, thanks for joining us again and hosting the show today. Sam, you have been with Mega Mortgage for over a year, so we're really glad that you're part of our team and looking forward to having this show with you today. Thanks for being on yourself. Thanks for hosting.
Yeah, of course. We're happy to be here on St. Patrick's Day. I don't know if
Yes.
you're Irish at all, but I think my red beard, I get often called a half leprechaun or Irish. So definitely have some Guinness later today.
Yeah, that sounds good. I didn't even think about that to have any Guinness, but that sounds like a really good idea. So and I didn't really realize it was St. Patrick's Day until just recently. Like it's one of those things that seems to creep up on me, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, so in spirit of St. Patrick's Day, I do have a little stuffed animal that my son likes to play with. That's green. So in the spirit of that, we'll just have him hanging out at the side here.
That's awesome.
The Minecraft creeper, I guess they're called.
Right, right.
But yeah, so looking forward to join you, Sam, and everyone today on this refinancing series that we're jumping into. And I think we have a contest that we need to announce, right, Sam?
We do. So if you are no stranger to our videos, then you also are no stranger to our contest. So at the end of today's video, we're actually going to be having our final draw for the $25 Skip the Dishes e-gift card, which is awesome. So if you have commented a question on the video or shared the video within the last week, we're going to be drawing all of those names from the wooden bowl beside me here. And the winner will receive a $25 Skip the Dishes e-gift card. But
That's
we also
great.
have some very exciting news, don't we, Joe?
We do, yeah. And we have a brand new contest coming out. It's an upgraded contest, and it's a bigger giveaway now. And Sam, the Skip the Dishes giveaway has been really popular. A lot of our attendees have loved getting gift cards. Some of them just surprised that they're getting something.
Right.
So that's always cool to see. So do comments in the live social media feed, or if you want, send me a direct message on social media to be entered into the new contest. And Sam, did you want to tell everyone about what we're giving away and when the draw will be?
Absolutely. So typically it is a weekly draw that we announce a winner every Wednesday. But for this one, it's actually going to be over our 4-week refinancing series. So the wait time is longer, but the payoff is even better because the prize
Yeah.
for this one is going to be a $100 gift card to either the restaurant or retailer of your choice. So that's a pretty big prize, and yeah, we'd love to see one of you guys win it. So definitely, again, as Joe was saying, either commenting on the video a question for the week's video, or even direct messaging us through social media or sharing the post will create an eligible paper thing that we will draw on. The draw will be on April 14th, sorry. So you have until April 13th, again, over our 4-week series.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Sam. That is really exciting. $100 to the retailer or restaurant of your choice. And I know we've been doing Skip the Dishes and DoorDash and all that up until now, and including today. But this way we can support more smaller and local businesses this way. So if someone has a restaurant that they love to eat at, or a retailer they love to shop at, whether it's Amazon or mom and pop on Main Street, we will make that work for you. And whatever you want as a gift card, we'll make it happen. So thanks very much for that announcement there, Sam. I appreciate it very much. And just so we can move on to the next section of our talk today is just some of the market news. So I don't know if any of you have been seeing right now, but there's a lot of talk still, and we've covered it last week, about interest rates going up. So one thing that I noticed is that the Bank of Canada kept rates the same last week, and they didn't lower them, they didn't raise them, but we still hear this news that rates are going up. So what does that mean, right? A lot of Canadian homeowners that have a mortgage are confused right now, because if rates are going up, why is Bank of Canada saying rates are staying the same?
Right.
And the difference is simply because it's the fixed rates on mortgages that have been going up specifically, but variable rates on mortgages have been staying the same. And because of that, the difference between getting a variable and a fixed mortgage is now the savings is getting wider. So a lot of people now are going with the variable, especially since the Bank of Canada has been signaling that they're, number one, letting the market run red hot for a reason for the next little while. And number two, that they don't really expect to raise their policy rate until 2023 is what I'm seeing. So everyone's jumping into the variable, unless you're risk averse or you think the market's going to go a different way, and that's okay because the fixed rates are there, but they have been creeping up slightly. Who knows if that's going to be long lasting, eh, Sam? Like, it's going to be interesting to see in the next little while if these fixed rates will continue to rise, especially as the spring and summer market starts to really heat up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that we'll have to see how it lasts over the spring. I mean, we had the most busy January on record for housing. So we'll see how the spring market affects it, and if there's a new policy introduced or something that changes the way we're seeing the rates going.
You bet. But as rates are going up, a lot of people are probably thinking, well, I've been thinking about refinancing. I've heard a lot of people that have refinanced and got a lower payment. And how does that work? Where do I start? And how will that affect me? So I've made a little bit of a slideshow just to share with everyone today. And then after, we'll actually introduce our special guest, Mike Crofts. He's a money coach with Dave Ramsey there. So I will, let's just go through the slides here. And I want to show all the Canadian mortgage viewers today exactly how much you could save if you refinance your home. So let's see if this is going to work out. You guys able to see that? Great. So Sam, just to get started here, lowering your payments. This does not mean paying off your mortgage over a longer period of time, and neither does this mean taking out a longer amortization or anything. This is just straight refinancing your mortgage for a lower payment, not even increasing your mortgage to pay out any debts.
Wow.
So let's take a look at someone who purchased recently, someone that purchased 2 years ago and 1 month, February 2019. They would have bought, and if they would have taken a fixed rate at that time, fixed rates had topped out at 3.64%. And with that, you would have had a $440,000 mortgage if you put 20% down. Pretty standard for someone that's putting 20% down. Now, if you had put 20% down 2 years ago, then you would be looking at a $2,003.58 monthly mortgage payment. That was very reasonable at the time. And a 3.64 interest rate in February of 2019 was very good. It did top out at that point, but it was very good at that point. Now, time to lower your payments. Let's see if we take the same mortgage today and refinance it for you. So if you were to refinance this mortgage in February 2021 into a 5-year fixed 1.64, then your monthly payment would be $1,547.07. That's for the same amount of time paying off your mortgage, not increasing the length of your mortgage. And that's also just simply a lower rate. So it's pretty big savings.
Wow.
Works out to $456.51 monthly savings just by refinancing your mortgage and not paying out any extra debt, not adding any money to your mortgage, just refinancing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So let's look at the savings that you actually accumulate after the 5 years, Sam. So after 5 years, that person will have a total of 27,000 plus in difference in total payments. They'll have a $14,000 and change lower ending mortgage balance.
Wow.
And they will have a $42,000 difference in total interest paid for that term of 5 years. If we were to compare 364 versus 164. Now, mind you, interest rates have gone up slightly, but still some bargains are out there. Right. Obviously on approved credit. So we're all about lowering your payments and helping you get financially successful with getting more cash flow, with being able to just get yourself into a better financial situation, especially right now. We don't know what's happening. Is there a third wave or is the economy opening up? Let's get yourself set up with lower payments going into the economy, whatever it's looking like. And just to introduce our special guest now, we'll have Mike Crofts join us now. He will explain to us how important it is to set yourself up for financial success. And he's also a money coach who helps clients of ours pay off debt, set a debt repayment strategy, or get themselves set up for lower payments by doing a debt snowball effect or all that stuff. So we'll get Mike on now. He's a money coach. He's Dave Ramsey certified. He's in Canada. So if anyone's looking for great wisdom, essentially, in terms of paying off your debt and managing your funds, Mike is the guy to talk to. So welcome, Mike, to the show today. Thanks for being on.
Hey, guys. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So what do I see there? I see some guitars in the background.
Yeah, baby. Guitars. Used to travel and play music full time for many years. I was actually on the road. I learned a lot about the financial stuff that we teach today and the stuff that we do today with clients and all that. I learned a lot of it while we were on the road.
Yeah, that's great. I love that setup there. So thanks for, so tell me a little bit about what's been going on in your world these days.
Well, business is growing. We're helping people transforming their lives here. And, as a team, we've grown. We're about 6 team members strong now.
Wow.
Quite a few coaches have come on board to kind of help, A, diversify, but B, just help with the amount of clients that are coming through and looking to get that change and that transformation. Those who are really sick and tired of being sick and tired here. So we're getting quite a few clients right now. And so we've got some coaches helping out there, and we're expanding as well into helping businesses grow. And, a big trend these days is solopreneurs. A lot of, moms or dads or stay home, they want to have that side income or grow that income. And so we've been able to work with a lot of people on that side of things as well and help them grow their businesses to get into positions where they can come to people like you and pay for that house and buy that home. And obviously where we live in the GTA, it's been crazy with how high home prices are going here. And so, my big thing is, don't fear how high the prices go. Learn how to raise your income and get your income up so that you can compete in the market still.
That's amazing. Yes. And it has been crazy in the GTA where you guys live. People are just going nuts down there. Properties are selling for crazy prices. I saw a townhome in Toronto sell for over $2 million. When does that ever happen? Right. So
never.
Yeah. So that's great. And I know that we've worked on a few clients together there, Mike, and I always appreciate working with you. And you're really able to help clients just dive into their finances and pinpoint specific ways that they can pay off debt quick, increase their cash flow. And I know we've talked a little bit about refinancing as well. So tell me a little bit about what you do with your clients and how you help them that way.
Yeah. So it's pretty simple. People come to us and a lot of times they've got an idea of where they want to go. And for the majority of Canadians, obviously, 78% of Canadians live in paycheck to paycheck. So the goal for the majority of Canadians is to stop living paycheck to paycheck. And so we'll sit down, we've got a program that people come through. We sit down with them. And what I found is that, Joe, is it's not that people don't know what to do. And I think inherently we know we got to spend less than we make, don't borrow money on dumb decisions, stuff like that. But what happens is whether it's habits, whether it's behaviors, a lot of times it's limiting beliefs, or just that self-identity around money that's been passed down from our parents, that's been passed down from their parents and their parents. They come to this world, and they come to this life here, and they got all these limiting beliefs. And so the program really helps take all of that out. If you think of weeds in a garden, I love gardening. It's almost time to garden here in just a couple of months, right? But
Almost.
it's like, right. Well, what you do is all these weeds pop up, right? And if you leave them, what happens?
They just
and trust me, I've left weeds in my garden
everywhere.
I did it one year on a new house I bought. I left the weeds just because I couldn't get to it. Dude, they took over.
They take right over, yeah.
Yeah, it was insane. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how much they took over. So, when it comes to your mindset and limiting beliefs and habits and behaviors, these are the weeds of our finances, and our goal is to remove them, put good seed down, water the seed, get some sunshine. And that's what we do in the coaching practice. So for a lot of people, it's learning how to manage money. They got holes in the boat, so to speak, in their income and their expenses. They think they make X, but they actually make X, or they think they spend X, but they actually spend X amount, right? So it's really getting clear on that. It's getting a vision for that future, setting that goal of where do you want to be. As I tell people all the time, if you don't have a debt-free date, you don't have a destination.
That's right. Yeah. You need to have a target in mind.
Yeah. We need to get a destination. And then from there, it's, whether the goal is home ownership, like working with you guys, or building wealth, it's putting a plan together for that so they can do it as soon as possible and do it in a way where it's a blessing and not a curse.
That's right. Wow. We're just talking about destinations right now. And all I'm thinking about is Air Canada when you said that. So So let's refocus my mind here to the destination that we need to focus on here, and that is debt-free. So with that, I see a lot of folks that, they have a number in mind and they have a date in mind when they enter in your program, right? Yeah. You help them set a goal in terms of the date that they will be debt-free. Is that right?
Well, not only do we help them, usually the date that they have is I want to be debt free in 4, 5, 6 years. It's like, we want to get you debt free in 24 months or less. And that's consumer debt free, credit cards, car loans, student loans. That's not the mortgage. Usually once they get debt free, we can get the mortgage down and the house paid off in about 7 years or so on average. Some do more, some do less. But our goal is to have people debt free in 24 to 36 months, regardless of where they're at. We got people that have 6-figure debts. They've got more debt than people make in a year. Some people that come into the program. And then we got others that have maybe 10, 20, 30, 40,000. But that's a big struggle for them because, maybe they're limited on their income. And so no matter what they come in at, our goal is to really encourage them, empower them, and then to show them how, if they work a plan and they stay focused and they stay intentional, it does only take about 24 to 36 months for consumer debt to really disappear and be gone out of everyone's life.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. And being intentional is a really good bullet point you're making right there, Mike, because I find that in terms of finances, when I speak with folks out there, it's not top of mind. Yeah. And it's not an intentional thing in their life. So just to be able to connect with somebody like you, to refocus them, to help them pinpoint what is important, how they can strategize, that is a really valuable tool, especially in a day like today where you have mortgage payments going up because house prices are going up. I know the interest rates are going down, but just managing all that, and incomes aren't really rising, all that stuff. So that's great. How does refinancing someone's mortgage right now into a lower rate help them get through your program?
Yeah, I mean, I know we've talked about this a few times, but there's a few people in the program right now who they've renewed their mortgage, 12 or 24 months, not that long ago, within the last couple of years. And because, like you said, rates have dropped even since then. Back then, we thought we were at the bottom. I was
Yes.
like, man, I've never
I
seen rates
remember that.
this low.
I remember I had someone calling me. They had a 2.69. They wanted to break it and get into a 3.4 because they thought it was going to go higher. And I was
Yeah.
thinking, doesn't really make sense. But anyway,
And it didn't go higher; it went lower. I mean, if you
it
look
went
over,
lower.
look over out in, I think it's over in Europe, we're seeing negative interest rates
Amazing.
happen, which is insane. I mean, we never thought this would happen, and there's a bunch of reasons for it and all that stuff here. But one of the coolest things people can do, and I know when I work with our clients one-on-one and kind of show them the math behind this, is you can really save thousands, if not tens of thousands, by remortgaging. And the way we teach is remortgage to get a lower rate here. You can save thousands to tens of thousands over the course of your mortgage, but even over the next couple of years, you can save a ton of money that way, which now frees up money for living expenses, frees up money for goals that you have, vacations or new cars, or maybe even building wealth and investing. It frees up those types of goals for you, and gives you that freedom. Hey, plus you're giving less money to the banks, which that's my goal. Give the least amount of money to the banks that you can, keep all of it for yourself and grow it.
I'm all for that too. And we're talking about vacations again. So I'm thinking Air
Yes.
Canada.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the destination in mind today is like, obviously a lot of people have vacation on their mind. I'm seeing a lot of articles talking about travel stocks and revenge travel, just getting out there, just traveling for the sake of travel when COVID is done. But getting back to the destination of being debt-free, once people get through your program, I know that they come out debt-free, and then they can all of a sudden, what happens on the other end? They can afford their higher priced dream home.
Yeah.
They can afford to take that vacation.
Yeah.
They can afford to buy that car, and you teach money strategies that help them do that without getting back into debt. Is that right?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah, our goal is to get you debt free, and then really keep you debt free. Because most people can get debt free. We're finding not a lot of people can stay debt free. Right? They
That's
can
a
get
really
debt
good
free, but
point.
they can't stay debt free. They slide back into it over time here, and so it's really replacing again those habits and behaviors that cause people to go there in the first place, but then get them the resources, the tools to stay there. So
That's
that
good.
when it's time to sell that home and move up into a bigger home, and asking price, houses are going for over asking, you're in a position where you can go into the market and be confident on your position. One of the things we teach people in the program is, like, if you will knock off $20,000 of debt on average, for every $20,000 of consumer debt you have, it gives you about 100, from what I understand, it gives you about $100,000 less in purchasing power on a home.
That is approximately correct. Yes.
Yeah, close, right? With a couple $100 there, but roughly about
Yeah.
$20,000, $100,000 of purchasing power. So what if you again, in our market, and I'm sure it's like this in other places around the country, where you're in that competitive market where you've got to come in with a strong offer.
Yeah.
What if you had $20,000 less of debt, and now you had $100,000 more of purchasing power, which meant you can come in on a stronger offer than most people are able to do these days?
Exactly. It puts them in a much better position, especially in today's market, to take advantage of those houses that are popping up, because I'm seeing a lot of houses sell for $100,000 to $300,000 over list, is one I just saw yesterday. And that was just bananas.
Yeah. Crazy.
But just being able to go up 100,000, I know that I've paid off that 20 grand debt. Mike helped me with that. Joe and Sam are telling me now that I can afford an additional 100,000. So let's put in that offer, and they can finally get that house and stop shopping. Because I know a lot of people are doing 10, 20, 30 offers just to get their house. So
it's a different market these days. I remember the days we go in and negotiate the price of a house down.
I know.
Not right now, at least. You can't.
Not right now.
In most markets.
Definitely a seller's market. So yeah, if any of you folks out there are looking at selling, do contact us. We have some agents that we can refer you to that can really help market your home well. And we work in multiple markets across Ontario. So wherever you are across Ontario, we can help you with that. And Mike, you work across Canada, which is absolutely fantastic. And tell us a little bit about how folks can get in touch with you and how they can work with you. And I think you have a little program that you're going to share with us today. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, Canada, US, if anyone in the US happens to stumble upon this, or even the world, we got clients all around the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of Canadians come through the program here. And yeah, I've got a free training. It's called the 5 Shifts to Kiss Debt Goodbye for Good, and how to
Very
do it without
nice.
bankruptcies or consolidations or 0% credit cards or all the old methods, that people have done for years and years and years that really haven't worked. And so it's a free training, and it's basically you go to moneycoachmike.com/debt free. And it's about a 40-minute training or so. We walk through the 5 shifts that everyone needs to take if they want to get rid of debt once and for all and not have to, how we talked about sliding back into it. If
That's
you want to
right.
get out of that cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, that cycle of paying off some debt, racking it back up, paying it off, right? That thing, racking it back up. That training there walks through really the shifts that need to happen around your life and your mind here, and things that you need to take action on to break that cycle.
That's great. So that website address is moneycoachmike.com and /debt free.
/debt free. Yeah.
Backslash.
moneycoachmike.com/debt free.
That's amazing. Yes. If any one of you watching out there and you have debt and you're struggling with paying it off in a reasonable amount of time, definitely check out moneycoachmike.com /debt free. Get in touch with Mike. He can get you set up on that training. And then if you're interested further, he can meet with you, or one of his agents can meet with you to talk about the program they can set you on for the 24-month or less debt repayment, wherever you're at. Yeah. So that's great. So Mike, tell us a little bit about actually, you've told us a little bit about like your program now. I wanted to talk about Dave Ramsey because you said you are Dave Ramsey certified. Tell us a little bit about Dave Ramsey for those who don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Dave Ramsey, a big American icon. He was probably one of the original guys to champion the get out of debt flag here. And, just my journey 10 years ago, we were about 80,000. No, we were 80,000 in consumer debt, but in total, we were about $400,000 negative equity. And stumbled across Dave and some other material at the time here and started to apply it and live it here. And now we're on the other side. We're almost at $1 million net worth. We'll be hitting that this year. So everything that basically what I've done is walking that journey. A lot of people have asked me how I've done it, what I've done here, and that's how the coaching company started. And so I kind of got the bright idea at one point where I didn't have enough time to coach people anymore because I was doing my full-time gig, traveling and playing music. I kind of said, I think there's a business here. I think people need help here. And so we transitioned and I opened the coaching business. I coach people how to get on a plan, get out of debt, and start to become wealthy. And that's a key point is this is my perspective, and this might not be everyone's perspective, but my thing is the journey to getting out of debt, in my opinion, should be a very small journey. Like I said, 2 years, maybe 3 years max to become debt-free, consumer debt-free. Then you're spending the rest of your life on wealth building strategies, home ownership, investing, all that stuff. That's really what you should be spending the bulk of your life on. So we spend a lot of time with people showing them how to get to that part of the game. And it's unfortunate most people will stay at the debt part of the game for way too long, in my opinion. But the whole idea behind Dave Ramsey is, we teach people to get out of debt, but then we teach people how to become wealthy. And that's the key point here, is become wealthy so that you can live a life of luxury, live a life of generosity, live a life of where there's no fear, no anxiety, no wondering if you're going to have enough to make it at the end of the month, or wondering if the next COVID is going to wipe you out.
Yes.
One thing we've been able to do because we followed the principles is when COVID happened, we weren't worried about it. My wife shut down her business and it was good. We're like, cool, we're good to go. And so that's the life you guys can have if you'll get focused today, get intentional today. And that's, the stuff that Dave teaches, the baby steps. We help people implement the baby steps in their life and help them move forward that way.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us today, Mike. This has been fantastic having you on and just be able to share with everyone what you do, because I know we've worked together behind the scenes to get people set up and to get them financially secure and to get them mortgages and all that. But just to be able to share what you do with everybody, it means a lot to me. So thank you for joining us. And please do go to www.moneycoachmike.com /debt free to check out Mike's training program and how he can get you set up for that. So that's great. And you mentioned being intentional. Again, I just want to get back to that, Mike, because that is so true. Because once you take your mind off of it, about being intentional about either wealth building or paying off debt or staying debt free, it's easy to slide back in there. So I know I've been there before. It's almost like paying off that debt leaves a hole in someone's life, and you need to go back to that, and you need to replace that debt. And it's almost like an addiction. So just having someone as a coach would be great. So thanks for joining us today, Mike.
Hey, great to be here. Thanks for having me. And again, if anyone has questions, reach out. The training's there for you guys. Go through that. That's going to give you some really good clarity here. And hey, be blessed by the best.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you soon. Thanks very much for joining us today, Mike. That was fantastic. Hey, Sam, it was just great to hear about what Mike can offer there about helping folks pay off their debt in 24 up to 36 months there. That's really good.
Especially in the timeline, right? And they're wanting it within that time. And regardless of where you are in, just very minor debts to, again, because a lot of it is just the knowledge and intentionality of, going after it. So there's a lot of great information.
Exactly. I totally agree. And part of the strategies Mike teaches through his program, if you want to buy something, it's all about planning for it instead of the debt. And he will help you go through all of that and help you find ways to purchase high ticket items such as cars and vacations without going back into debt, without having a car payment that negatively impacts your mortgage ratios, or without having a vacation spent on a line of credit that can adversely impact mortgage ratios for your affordability of your dream home. Because no one wants to have their mortgage broker call them, whether it's Sam or me calling them saying, I'm sorry, you're going to have to pay off this debt before you can afford this house of yours. So it's just being proactive will set you up for the future there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right. So what's next there, Sam? I think we got a contest there.
We do. And we'll start off before we do our draw today. We will start off just doing a recap of the next few weeks and what they look like. So as we said at the beginning of the video, starting today until April 13th, it will cover the course of our four-part refinancing series that any comment that you add on the video, any direct messages through social media, or sharing of any of the videos within those 4 weeks will enter your name into a draw to win a $100 gift card to any retailer or restaurant of your choosing. So you don't want to miss out on that. That's going to be awesome right after Easter. And we really want to see somebody win that $100.
Yeah, you know what? You can use that to take your family out once COVID's done, order in a bunch of food and have your family over, or just go on a shopping spree on Amazon, wherever you want to spend that money. We don't care. Maybe you'll even want to use it to pay off your debt. And if you do that, then kudos to you. You're very responsible.
Right.
And not very fun, but that's okay.
That's right.
I remember when my grandmother used to give me money, she's like, you cannot use this to anything practical. You gotta use this for fun.
Right.
But yeah, so definitely comments or question in the comments. Send us a live or non-live over the next few weeks direct message over social media to be entered in the contest, and we'll give that $100 gift card live on April 14th episode there. So as we finish this episode there, we'll do the draw for our last $25 gift card. I got my snare drum right here. You got the entries there?
I got the entries. We're ready to go.
Fantastic. So this week we had a lot of entries, not only through comments and shares, but we also had a lot of people direct message us over social media. So all of you that have direct messaged me, thank you so much. There was a lot of you, and I appreciate it, because probably a lot of you are thinking that what I'm asking is a little bit confidential. So that's you as well, then definitely send me a direct message, Facebook or YouTube, and we'll enter you in the this series competition. So here we go.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see what we got there.
We have Virginia Ridley.
All right, congratulations,
Congratulations.
Virginia. Thanks for entering the contest, and congratulations on your Skip the Dishes gift card today. I appreciate you connecting with us. And Sam, thanks again for hosting today's show.
Yeah, thanks for having me out, and thanks for joining us, and for your presentation as well, Joe. I'm really excited for the next few weeks covering off some of the different aspects of refinancing.
Absolutely. Yeah. As we get into it, any questions you've had about refinancing, do ask them in the chat. Actually, do we have any questions in the chat today?
At the moment, we don't, but we'll continue to monitor that for next week's episode.
Sounds great. All right. Send us your questions and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.